Harry Potter Quidditch Champions, while not entirely new, is a still fun sports spin-off of the popular books and movies. This is not the first attempt to adapt Rowling's fantasy sports game played on broomstick. Who can forget 2003's Harry Potter Quidditch World Cup? However, since 2003, there have been some major improvements. First, as a reminder for those less initiated, Quidditch, as portrayed in the books and movies, is played on broomstick, with 2 teams of 7, 3 chasers who pass the quaffle and score points on the opposing team's 3 hoops. A goal is worth 10 points. 2 beaters who bat metallic bludgers at opposing teammates to handicap them, though the bludgers will also attack players on their own, in the books anyway. A keeper who protects the hoops, and a seeker who chases after the flying snitch, which is worth 150 points when caught and also ends the game. The game in the books is portrayed as lasting hours, and sometimes days, or sometimes minutes, so it is impossible to faithfully recreate the sport exactly. 2003's game adaptation gave a simplified version of this, mainly focusing on the chasers, and then switching to a seeker minigame once the snitch is released. The new game, Quidditch Champions, represents a revised version of the game from the franchise, more akin to the real-world sports adaptation Quadball, but different than that version also. The snitch as portrayed in the books is inherently overpowered, and typically whoever catches the snitch will win the game. The Quadball people, the real-life league, thought this was dumb and reduced the snitch's impact so that the rest of the game actually matters as well. In Quadball, the snitch is only worth 35 points, and there is a point cap that ends the game regardless of whether the snitch has been caught or not. Quidditch Champions introduces a third variation of the rule set. In this version, the snitch is only worth 30 points, and it can be caught multiple times in a match, which ends once the team reaches 100 points or the time goes out. There is also only 1 beater per team, so each beater gets their own dedicated bludger. Players can switch between teammates, and all roles are available to play and are in play for most of the game. The resulting game plays out like a round of FIFA, and it can be played online and with friends. The brooms are extremely fast, and the game is very chaotic, but once you get the hang of it, it is a fun game to play. Tackling is available between all players, and it is up to the player where to focus their attention, whether on catching the snitch, thwarting the opposing seeker, scoring goals, or intercepting the opposing chasers. Because players are so quick, they appear to be very small, and it can be very hard to tell who is who on the field. There is a circle around the player who holds the quaffle, which can help finding that person, but I had to put a special broom trail of a different color on my seeker so I could find them on the field, and also the opposing seeker more easily. I wanted to, for instance, target them with my beater. But if I wanted to find the opposing team's beater, for instance, it would be very hard to find them. It would be nice if the game offered a way to focus on specific players while you're playing the game. In single player, there are 4 cups to compete in. The first is the Training Cup, which is held at the Weasley's house in their backyard. There is also the Hogwarts Cup, where you can choose to play as one of the 4 houses. The Tri-Wizard Cup allows the player to choose to play as Hogwarts, Durmstrang, and Beauxbaton, and there is a unique arena for each school. Finally, you can play in the World Cup as one of 16 different countries. Australia, Brazil, Canada, China, France, Germany, India, Jamaica, Japan, Mexico, South Africa, Spain, Sweden, Uganda, United Kingdom, and the United States, though it does not matter which team you pick in any of the arenas. It took me around 5.5 hours to beat all 4 cups in single player. The main focus of the game is online play, and there are in-game purchases, though they are not required to enjoy the game. From what I could find, the in-game purchases appear to be purely cosmetic. The game is priced at $30 USD, but you can get it for free for the PlayStation Plus subscription, at least for a limited time, I think for the next month or so. The graphics are basic, but they get the job done. Character creation, though, is somewhat awkward. When I was first making my first character, I saw that there are 3 options for the body type: small size one, a middle size one, and a large size one. Naturally, I assumed that these corresponded to the different sized bodies my player could potentially have. However, I found out that the middle size option is actually just for girls, and the large size option is just for guys. And the small one is for both, so apparently the small one is for tiny hermaphrodites? I don't understand the logic here. Guys have to be 6 foot something, girls have to be shorter. Unless they're small, then they can be the same height. I don't really know what the objective with this system was. Is the small option for children? But then why are they putting children on your Quidditch team? I don't understand the logic. If you know the answer though, please let me know in the comments. I would be very interested to know. But as always, make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.